Hi, welcome back to another craft along with Jilly, the owner of Paper to Pearls. It's a lovely spring-like day today where I am, and it's perfect for just reminding us that it's only a few weeks until Valentine's Day. And so what I'm going to show you today is how to fold this pretty origami heart, which is ideal either for putting onto a greetings card to make it extra special, or, as I'm going to show you today, making some Valentine's Day bunting. It's really simple, and I'll take this steady as usual. And I'll start off by just going through what you're going to need. To make a heart this size, you need a piece of paper about 12 centimeters square, and it produces a heart which is just over 6 centimeters wide and about 5 centimeters tall. So that's about 2 inches by, say, 2.5 inches. There are other origami hearts, but I've chosen this one because it's quite straightforward, and also because it's a really easy one to attach to jute or string or ribbon, whatever you want to use to make up the bunting. So, as well as paper, what else are you going to need? Obviously, you're going to need something to thread your hearts onto. And to make a length with a dozen hearts on, I've got a piece of jute which is 1.5 meters. It's variable. A lot would depend on the size of square you're using, how long a piece of bunting you want to make, and how closely you want to put your hearts. But for mine, I'm going to have 12 hearts on my length of jute. As I said, I'm using jute for mine because, you know, I like to keep things natural. But other things you could use are fine cord or macrame cord would also work well, or narrow ribbon. Basically anything you can thread something along fairly easily. So, and apart from that, your only other thing you need is some glue, which just helps to keep the finished shape looking neat and tidy. So if you're ready, let's start off. So here's my square of paper, and I'm just going to start by folding it in half horizontally, and then turning it at right angles, fold it, try and keep it nice and neat, match up those edges. Just shows you it's been done for real, doesn't it? So you've got your crosses running vertically and horizontally. Next, you need to fold up a piece to the middle fold. Now sometimes that can be quite tricky to see where that fold is, so what you can do is just fold your piece of paper in half again, and then you can see very easily where you need to fold up to. So I hope you're all following me so far. Now, if you remember, we've also got that vertical fold. And this is where we're going to make use of that. I'm going to turn the paper over and fold this corner here up to the middle, and make sure you've got a nice point down there. And again, if you want to, you could just use that trick that I showed you before of keeping it folded, and that can help you to see where that fold mark is. I often use this when I'm using book paper because the texture of it can make it a bit harder to see where these lines are. So, nice sharp fold. So it's looking like this. There's your two triangles. Just try and get them looking as neat as possible. It can be quite tricky to get them to match exactly. Doesn't matter too much of this fold. So there we are. And then we're going to fold it over again. And this time, show you've got a little pocket here, which we'll come back to later. It's quite important. This time we're going to fold this edge here along to there. So folding, making sure we've got that middle point found, and again another nice sharp crease, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So it's this edge is going to go to the middle, or in this case to meet the one we've already folded down. So I hope you're all following me okay so far. As I say, this is quite a straightforward one. So there we are. We've got our pocket here, and we've got these two pieces here. So I'm going to, and if you go back, we've just got these little wraps here, which we're going to come back to. They are quite important. Now I'm going to fold the corners down to the middle like this, and again the other one. This is one of those nice symmetrical folds, so everything you do to one side you then repeat on the other side. Now, I want you to watch carefully. I'm just going to fold over, and you can see as I fold it over, so that these bits come down and match up. And I usually just don't quite match them up at the bottom. You'll see why in a minute. We get these two pieces here starting to form a three-dimensional shape. What you need to do, if you just put one finger there to hold it in place, and then push down this part where it's standing up, and again matching that fold line along with this. Okay, and same the other side. So hold this down in place. After a while you won't need to, but it's useful to do this while you're learning, and fold it down with that line matching. We're really close now to finishing off the heart. This is the part where you're going to need your glue. I'm just going to pick it up a minute because it makes it easier for me. Just going to fold over that corner and that corner. And although you don't need to glue these down, I actually find when we're doing something like making this bunting, it just helps to keep it looking nice and neat and tidy. So a little bit of glue. I'm just using a tacky PVA glue, and this is actually one of my favourites because I really like the container it comes in because it gives you nice control with the glue. So first press that down, and then these 2 points you're going to fold down to there. It's quite tricky for me to show you, but can you see? Just folded the point down to meet that fold there. And again, I would suggest that you just stick them down because it just keeps them in place. Otherwise they can start to possibly unfold and then look a bit untidy and spoil your work. So I'm going to stick those down, and now we're ready to turn this into our bunting. But if I turn it over like this, you can see how we've got this heart shape. Now, if you're just using it for a card or something else, you could finish it off here. But because I'm adding it to my string of bunting to finish it off, I'm just going to thread my cord through. And then, if you remember this pocket we had earlier, I'm just folding this top point down into the pocket. And then just pushing it down neatly. And there we are. Just pop your cord up to the top, and there's your finished heart, all ready to go onto the bunting. So I hope you found that helpful. I'm already planning my next craft along, which will have a Mother's Day theme, so watch out for that next month. I am going to be offering this as a kit, which will be available both online and at the Unity shop in Queensgate, Peterborough, run by Up the Garden Path. And that kit will contain paper, and I will include extra sheets if you want to practice. And I would also include a blank craft card, greetings card, so that if you want to, you could make up a couple of spare hearts and put them on that. I think this would make a lovely Valentine's gift, whether you give the kit itself to that special someone if you know they enjoy crafting, or you could even buy the kit and make it up for them in secret, which would again make a really lovely and special present. So that's today's craft along. It's your heart bunting, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.